On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped the world's first atomic bomb used in warfare on the city of Hiroshima, Japan. The bomb, called Little Boy, was a uranium-based nuclear device that detonated approximately 600 meters above the city center at 8:15 a.m. The explosion released energy equivalent to approximately 15,000 tons of TNT, instantly vaporizing everything within a radius of 1 kilometer and causing severe destruction up to 2 kilometers. Approximately 70,000 people were killed immediately, most of whom were civilians, including women, children, and elderly. Over the following weeks and months, tens of thousands more died from radiation sickness, severe burns, trauma, and related complications. The bomb produced intense heat reaching millions of degrees Celsius and a massive blast wave that destroyed buildings, infrastructure, and disrupted communications. Survivors, known as hibakusha, faced long-term effects including increased cancer rates, genetic mutations, chronic illnesses, and psychological trauma. The bombing led directly to Japan's surrender in World War II, marking the beginning of the nuclear age and introducing the global community to the destructive power of nuclear weapons. Just 3 days later, on August 9, 1945, the second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. This bomb, nicknamed Fat Man, was a plutonium implosion-type device, detonating approximately 400 meters above the city. The explosion released energy equivalent to about 21,000 tons of TNT, producing a blast and thermal radiation that instantly killed an estimated 40,000 people. Due to Nagasaki's hilly terrain, the blast destruction was somewhat contained compared to Hiroshima, but the damage was still catastrophic. Thousands more died in the ensuing weeks from radiation poisoning, burns, and other injuries. Nagasaki's bombing contributed decisively to Japan's surrender on August 15, 1945, ending World War II. The event remains a somber reminder of nuclear warfare's human cost and has shaped global discourse on disarmament and nuclear ethics. On September 29, 1957, a catastrophic accident occurred at the Mayak nuclear fuel reprocessing plant near Kyshtym in the Soviet Union. A failure in the cooling system of a high-level radioactive waste storage tank caused a chemical explosion. The blast released roughly 80 tons of radioactive material, contaminating an area exceeding 20,000 square kilometers, affecting around 270,000 people. This disaster was classified as Level 6 on the International Nuclear Event Scale, making it one of the most severe nuclear accidents in history prior to Chernobyl. Due to Soviet secrecy, the disaster remained largely unknown internationally for decades. The release caused long-term environmental damage, and many exposed residents suffered radiation sickness, cancer, and genetic mutations. Thousands were evacuated, but many others continued to live in contaminated zones. On October 10, 1957, a fire broke out in the Windscale Fire 1 graphite-moderated nuclear reactor in Cumbria, England. The reactor was used to produce plutonium for the UK's nuclear weapons program. The fire burned for 3 days, releasing radioactive iodine, cesium-137, and xenon-133 into the atmosphere. The radioactive cloud spread across the UK and parts of Europe. It is estimated that this incident contributed to approximately 240 cancer deaths over subsequent decades. The Windscale Fire was Britain's worst nuclear accident and exposed serious safety flaws. Following the event, the plant was renamed Sellafield, and significant improvements in reactor safety and emergency protocols were implemented to prevent recurrence. On March 28, 1979, the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania experienced a partial meltdown of its Unit 2 reactor. The incident was triggered by a combination of mechanical failures, including a stuck-open relief valve, and operator errors that led to loss of coolant. The reactor core overheated, melting approximately half of the fuel rods. Fortunately, the containment building remained intact, preventing large-scale release of radioactive materials. No immediate injuries or deaths occurred. The incident is rated Level 5 on the International Nuclear Event Scale, categorizing it as a serious accident. However, public fear and opposition to nuclear power surged in the U.S., significantly slowing the expansion of nuclear energy. The accident led to major reforms in nuclear plant operations, emergency response, and regulatory oversight. On April 26, 1986, reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant near Pripyat, Ukraine, exploded during a late-night safety test. The explosion was caused by a flawed reactor design combined with operator errors. Without a containment structure, the reactor core was exposed to the environment, releasing an estimated 400 times more radioactive material than the Hiroshima bomb. The radioactive plume spread across large parts of Europe. Approximately 31 people died immediately, mostly plant workers and firefighters, but long-term deaths due to cancer and radiation-related illnesses are estimated in the thousands to tens of thousands. Around 350,000 people were evacuated from contaminated zones. The disaster exposed critical safety failures in Soviet nuclear operations and highlighted the catastrophic potential of nuclear power without strict safety standards. Chernobyl remains the worst nuclear accident to date, rated level 7, the highest severity on the International Nuclear Event Scale. On September 30, 1999, a criticality accident occurred at a uranium processing facility in Tokaimura, Japan. 3 workers were manually mixing a highly enriched uranium solution in stainless steel buckets, violating established safety protocols. The improper handling caused an uncontrolled nuclear chain reaction, releasing bursts of intense neutron and gamma radiation. 2 workers received lethal radiation doses and died within months. More than 600 others were exposed to varying radiation levels, requiring medical evaluation and emergency evacuations. This incident revealed serious shortcomings in worker training and nuclear safety regulations in Japan. It led to significant changes in industrial protocols and government oversight aimed at preventing future criticality accidents. On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck off the northeast coast of Japan, triggering a massive tsunami. The tsunami waves overwhelmed the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant's protective seawalls, flooding backup diesel generators responsible for cooling reactors. This caused a failure of cooling systems in 3 reactors, leading to core meltdowns and hydrogen explosions. Significant amounts of radioactive material were released into the environment, contaminating air, water, and soil. Although no direct deaths from radiation were recorded, the disaster forced the evacuation of over 150,000 residents and caused long-term social and economic disruption. Cleanup and decommissioning efforts are projected to take decades. The Fukushima accident was rated level 7 on the International Nuclear Event Scale, equaling Chernobyl's severity.